And now on CJC, ChattleBots.
Hello and welcome to ChattleBots, the show where we just don't shut up, really. My name's Beav and I quite like robots, and of course with me is one single person who also likes robots. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, mystery guest?
Oh god, it's like it feels so surreal to be not the host here. Hi, my name's CJC. I have a YouTube channel, and that's all I have going for me.
You have this YouTube channel, in fact.
Yeah,
this is
crazy,
your
right?
YouTube channel, and I'm the host. I'm the strong one.
You've taken over.
Yeah, I am powerful. I am not to be trifled with. Anyway, so this is a bit of a special episode. Actually, we are recording in the same room.
Yes, we're in a hotel room in Bristol.
We're in a travel lodge. Tomorrow is the Bristol Bot Builder Beetle Champs 2024. And we're going together and we're in a hotel room together.
Yeah. Try saying Bristol Bot Builders Beetle Champs 10 times fast.
Separate beds before anyone tries to show.
I don't think that needed to be explained. Come on.
Mate, you know what some fandoms can be like.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, so what excitement have we got in store for you today? Wow. Those of you who remember my voice may... Or rather, those of you who know my voice even may remember me from last year's Robo Nerds, where I held a quiz that lasted for about an hour longer than it intended to. Well, Chris did not get to do this quiz, and he has managed to talk me into quizzing him live on ChatterBots.
Yes.
So let's find out if Chris is truly a person who should be hosting this podcast, or of course if he should just go back to making F1 content.
Like the future of my YouTubing career hangs in the balance right now.
Well, I did decide on something else that would give us some stakes, and I have not told Chris this, so...
Oh, okay.
Chris, if you get more than 35 answers correct out of 40... the next robot I build will be one that you can take to your own events and run yourself.
Come on.
This will be your reward if you get it. If you get 35 more right.
Jesus, I'm trying to... I need to get in the habit of building my own, not having people build them for me. You are too kind, by the way.
I will do what I can to build a robot, which granted is not much, but...
We'll see. We'll see if I get to 35.
Okay, well, I think that's all the preamble out of the way. Let's just delve right into it. We have 4 rounds, 10 questions in each.
Yeah.
You have 30 seconds to answer each question.
Got it.
Right, so round 1. We are taking Farouk Tawheed's famous introductions to robots, but I have changed them a bit. I have taken out the robots that is shouted out. You have to tell me what robot the introduction is for.
Okay.
Question 1. Call this bot Martin Scorsese because it loves to yell cut. This year's winner for best hacktor is...
Sawblaze.
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
Well, I'm afraid to say you're wrong. It was Scorpios.
Ha! Come on! Fuck's sake. Good start.
Well, let's see if that robot's getting made. Why don't we? Chapter 2, question 2. He'll twist you, crack you, and make you say ouch. This robot is worse for you than sleeping on the couch. He'll cause you problems of the spinal type. Make no bones about it. This will be your final fight. It's a lot of medical terms. Give us your thinking. This is an audio medium, mate. I can't carry it.
Mate, I'm blanking out. All I can think of is... I'll go for it. It's Slammo.
I'm afraid it's Whiplash.
I had a feeling, because it didn't rhyme. It's like it'd be a weird rhyme if they try to force in Slammo.
Well, I mean, like, no, it's all sorts of medical phrases, you know, Whiplash.
Yes, of course. Oh, good God.
Question 3. Like spinning soda on a Nintendo, he'll make your system overload. Crushes other bots so easily, you'd swear he had a cheat code. He'll beat you up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A. You don't get any extra lives when this killer comes to play. Press start, it's...
Quantum?
Glitch.
Oh, no, you twat! Of course it is! Of course it is! I heard crush and I was just like, oh, quantum, yeah.
Yeah, you know, just ignoring all
life.
the massive video game theme that one had. Right. Question 4. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? Wow, this is the sequel where the bunny wins by knockout. It's...
Uppercut?
Dude, it's Malice.
Oh no! No! Oh my god! I'm dying.
Right, so for those keeping score at home, Chris now has to answer every single other question correctly to get his own robot.
Yeah. Good start.
Question 5.
Oh.
It's back with the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth.
Lockjaw.
Chomp.
Oh, you fucking not.
Chris has lost the robot.
It's okay.
Chris has lost the robot, ChattleBot fans.
I will live. What I won't live with is getting all of them wrong so far.
Right, 6. And I have to admit, this one I felt quite bad about, but it's very funny.
Yeah.
Roses are red, this bot is blue, poems are dumb, you're gonna die. Give it to us out loud, come on.
I'm trying to think if there's any other blue robots. I'm gonna go for Blip.
It was Cobalt. It was a 2016 intro.
Fuck you! Oh my god!
Question the 7th. This team has like 80 members, even a team mum. She gives rides in the minivan and hands out snacks. She is the bomb. That bot can carve up your grill with a spinner that comes from above and leave you with a mangled face only a mother could love. It's...
Death Roll?
Hypershock.
Oh, of course. Of course. Mate, I am... Let's keep going.
Question 8. Remember that old video game NBA Jam where you could jump from half court and still put down a slam? I always thought it was merely an optical illusion until I saw this bot launch people that high. Now it's a logical conclusion. Boom shakalaka, he's on fire. It's...
Hydra?
Yes.
Yes!
He got one right.
Finally!
He got one right, guys.
Finally! I've avenged you, Jake Hewitt! Finally!
Oh my god, guys, Chris does know things. It's about time. It's about time. It's only been... We're only 8 questions in.
Oh, Christ.
Question 9. This bot's power punch can send you to the moon, and it comes out of nowhere like when it starts selling pumpkin spice lattes in June. He's one of the fiercest bots around, killing all his foes. And seriously, the pumpkin spice stuff comes out earlier and earlier every year. Like, it's 90 degrees outside. Can we chill out a little bit? At least give me until September. Damn! Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, give it up for...
It's gotta be Uppercut.
It's Tantrum. Chris is giving me a gormless look right now. He cannot believe this.
I wish we had video. Sadly not, but
Sadly not.
I am...
Chris is...
inside I'm crying.
Chris is distraught. Chris is curled up into a little ball slightly. It's quite...
Chris is cooked, in fact.
It's honestly quite adorable. Right, and question 10, the last one for the round. Let's see if we can at least save this with two right questions, with two right answers.
Come on.
From the Book of BattleBots, chapter 25, verse 17. And this bot will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to enter the battle box. And you will know its name, and it lays down its vengeance upon thee.
Pass.
It was Tombstone.
Tombstone, of course it is. I'm dying.
Right,
passed away.
So Chris is currently at 1 out of 40.
Good start.
Can he do any better? Honestly, there is one that I know you are going to get in this next round, so we'll call it 2 out of 40. So the next round is location. This is themed all around where the robots come from, where the shows were filmed, all sorts of that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do. Question 1. Which Robot Wars competitor was humorously implied to be from the north, despite being from Oxford?
Hypnodisc.
Kilohertz.
Oh!
Yeah,
because it was in the Northern Annihilator. Yeah.
Yes, no, Kilohertz is... I mean, Oxford, and I say this is one of the most stubborn people possible in the UK. Guys, Oxford is not in the north.
No, like the north-south divide is so fucked up, and no one knows it.
Yeah. Okay, what Series 3 robot was the only robot on Robot Wars to hail from the Channel Islands?
Channel Islands. This sucks because Series 3 is meant to be my forte. Challenger 2?
I'm afraid not, it was Ratus. Everyone's favourite robot.
Fuck me. It somehow beat Smidsy.
Right, question 3. Smidsy was known as being from cyberspace on the stat cards, but where was it actually based? You gotta give me something. Chris is shaking his head, he is not happy with this.
Basingstoke.
Maidstone,
yeah.
Maidstone, yep. Right, question 4. What UK county has given us the most different UK series grand finalists?
County. Oxfordshire. That's not a county, is it?
Oxfordshire is a county.
I'm going to go for Oxfordshire.
Well, you'd be incorrect because it's actually Suffolk, giving us Storm 2, Cassius, Robot the Bruce, Chaos 2. Just off the top of my head, I believe there is one or two more.
Well, I went for Oxfordshire because, it's hit.
Yeah, you got Hillodus, you got Terahertz. Oxfordshire's got some good stuff.
Whereabouts is Huntingdon?
I think that's in Kent. It's either in Kent or it's in Cambridgeshire.
I was getting mixed up with Cambridgeshire, that's why I went.
Because I know you're thinking of Dominator 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough, Suffolk. I mean, that's where I'm from. I'm from Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk, so yeah. Let's go.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my hometown robot is Razor, so. I win. Right, question 5. Besides the USA, how many nationalities have been represented in BattleBots? Do it out loud, dude. Out loud.
The Netherlands.
He's counting countries, folks.
I'm going to go a whim and say 7.
12.
Oh!
And I don't have them listed here, and I did this like a year ago, so I'm not going to list them off to
Good to know.
Alright, according to their stat cards, what is the most northern UK-based robot?
The most northern UK-based robot. It's not the right answer, but it's the only one I can think of. Typhoon 2.
The answer is Daisy Cutter from Series 7, hailing from Shetland.
Oh! Wow.
I don't think you literally can get more northern.
No.
Right, this is the one that I know you're going to get, alright?
Okay.
Where was Series 1 and 2 of the original Robot Wars filmed?
In London Docklands.
Correct. I actually have the London Dockyards written here, but I'm not going to do that to you.
Well, I trust myself.
So, to be honest, I think if I didn't give you that, then I think Chris would have just reached across the room and just strangled me. So, in the interest of staying alive, I'm going to give him that one.
Ha 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 ha, staying alive.
Question 8. Where was the original concept for robot combat conceived?
Where?
Yes.
San Francisco.
Needs to be a little bit more specific than that.
What, is it the venue?
Just the general area.
San Francisco, California. It's a... the Fort Mason Center in San Francisco.
Okay, so I've got Long Beach here, which may have been the first event.
It was the first BattleBots event.
Okay.
So, which is different. So, I'm going to be a bit actually, okay? This is a little tangent.
Okay. Go ahead.
If we're going to be really pedantic, the first robot combat event, quote unquote robot combat event, was Critter Crunch in Denver, Colorado. But robot combat as a sport started in San Francisco, California, and that was when the first Robot Wars events were in Fort Mason, and a couple of the BattleBots events were. The first two, like 1.0 and 2.0, were in
Long Beach.
No,
San Francisco.
They were in Fort Mason, but the first BattleBots event was in Long Beach. It was in the Pyramid. So you can give me a point if you want, but...
I think I will give you the point just because what I had did not line up with the
Get
question.
it away!
And nobody told me that last year, so I mean, quite frankly, if you were doing that quiz last year, then you're part of the problem.
No one helped you out.
Question 9. What extremely vague location was Carbide announced to be from in Series 10? This is just a very vague, unhelpful location that Carbide was said to be from.
The Midlands.
Correct.
Yes! Yes! I can't believe I remembered that.
Right, and question 10. How many Robot Wars competitor robots intentionally contain a place name? And I do have them all written down here, by the way.
Well, the only one I can think of is Hassock's Hog. That's a place, is it not?
It is, but how many?
I'm going to go on a whim and say 8.
10.
Oh!
Would you like to hear them?
Yes, please.
So, we've got Crazy Tokyo,
Yeah.
Laybot and also Leviathan,
Yeah.
Beast of Bodmin,
Got it.
Terra Australis,
That's right, yeah.
Flensburger Power,
Oh, classic.
Hassock's Hodge,
Yeah.
Hassock's Hog, Bondi Titch.
Yeah.
This one surprised me. Killy Cranky.
What?
That's a place in Scotland.
What, Cranky or Killy?
Killy Cranky.
Wait.
So
That's-
it's a pun. It's a pun.
Oh, that's clever.
And
Wow.
finally, King Buxton.
Okay, Buxton. I was thinking of the water bottle.
Hello. Oh god, how does commercials go?
I have
How
no
does
idea.
crazy? Oh god, I'm going to show you when we finish recording now.
Yeah, show me.
Slightly cooked. Right, so round 4, from the bottom to the top. So basically, I'm going to give you a metric, and then I'm going to give you 4 things for that metric. What you need to do is you need to order them from 4th place to 1st place. Just think about how to do this with just one person, because when I did this before, you basically got a point for putting them all in the correct order, but you also got a point for just figuring out who was in first.
Yeah.
But I've already said 40 points, so
Good start.
if you have if you have 2 in the right place, then that's a point.
Okay.
Okay, so number 1 is match length.
Match length.
So it's the longest of these matches in 4th place, and the shortest in 1st.
Yeah.
Danton Kia versus Gravity, Eruption versus Cherub, Wheelie Big Cheese versus Axor, and Rapids versus Traction.
So, 4th is Wheelie Big Cheese versus Axel.
That is correct.
3rd is DTK and Gravity. 2nd is Eruption and Cherub, and 1st is Rapid and Traction.
You do have 2 in the correct place, so that's a point. However, you did swap 3rd and 2nd place, so it's actually Eruption versus Cherub.
Boo.
But that's still a point.
Fair enough.
You are now at 5 out of 40.
Yeah.
Right, televised win-loss ratio.
Okay.
Kraken, Malice, Deator, Behemoth.
Kraken, Malice, Deotor, Beowulf. So is it highest win-loss?
So it is the lowest win-loss ratio in 4th, highest in 1st.
Kraken's at the bottom. What are the other 3 robots, sorry?
They were Malice, Deator, Behemoth.
Actually, no. I'll swap Deotor 4th, Kraken 3rd, Malice 2nd, Behemoth 1st.
You have got a point.
Okay, cool.
The order is Kraken in 4th with a 22% win, with a 22% win rate.
Yeah.
Very sad. Deator with a perfect 50. is in
Wow, that's crazy.
2nd is Malice with 53. And 1st is Behemoth with 59.
Yeah, the goat.
So that's 2 points.
I'll take that.
Question 3. Amount of wins in a televised competition.
Yeah.
Hazard, Bite Force, Firestorm, as in like the entire series, and Chaos 2. So of course, once again for our viewers, or at least our listeners, if Chris gets 2 in the right order, in their right place, he gets a point.
I think it's... 4th Firestorm, 3rd Chaos 2, 2nd Bite Force, 1st Hazard.
I'm afraid you have not got a point.
Did I get all of them wrong?
Okay, so 4th place was Hazards with 17.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because not all of its wins were televised, were they?
Oh,
and it got so many buys because it was the winner. Yeah.
Wow.
3rd place is Bite Force with 24.
Mm-hmm.
2nd place is Chaos 2 with 25.
Yeah.
And 1st is Firestorm with 33.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't surprise me because I think Panic Attack has more televised wins than Chaos 2 does. I think by like 2.
I wouldn't know that, but I don't know.
That's crazy.
Someone in the comments tell us, alright?
Yeah.
Or of course, alternatively, go to CJC on X and then of course just keep telling me.
RW_history. And tell me how wrong I am and how I need to give the ownership to my account to someone else.
And also then turn it into an F1 channel.
Yeah.
Right, question 4. Amount of team members in their latest appearance according to the official BattleBots website.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor, Glitch, Hypershock and Ripperoni.
Going from 4th to 1st, Hypershock, Ripperoni, Glitch, Witch Doctor.
I'm afraid that's not a point.
Damn!
4th place is Ripperoni with 7.
Damn.
3rd is Witch Doctor with 10.
Good God.
2nd is Hypershock with 11.
Yeah.
And 1st place is Glitch with 26.
26.
Over double the 2nd place.
They got the whole class for that one.
I'm pretty sure they got the whole school, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fuck.
Gosh, excuse me everyone, I've been fighting off a cold all day.
It's okay.
Right. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to our beautiful audience who should definitely like and subscribe.
Aww.
Right, question 5. So question 5 is the debut episode date from the earliest to the latest. So it's earliest at 4, latest at 1. Endgame, Beta, Huge, Sawblaze. We're going to think about the series that they debuted in for this one.
So Endgame and Beta... No, Endgame and Huge were both season 3. That much I do remember. Sawblaze and... So, from earliest to latest.
Yes.
Beta, Sawblaze, Huge, Endgame.
Perfect.
Yes! Get in there!
So
yes!
we have got Beta, who was the 23rd of June 2016.
Yeah.
Sawblaze was the 30th of June 2016.
Yeah.
Huge was May 11th, 2018, and Endgame was 1 week later. May
Yeah,
18th,
it literally was the case of hoping that whatever episode that they were part of came first.
That was
So that worked out perfectly. So I'll
That's
take
pretty much
that.
what I was setting the knowledge of. Right, question 6. So that's now 7 out of 40.
I'll take that.
Okay, question 6. Amount of Fight Night main events. Minotaur, Whiplash, Rotator and Sawblaze. This is as of Series 7. World Championship 7.
Rotator. No. Was it Whiplash, Rotator, Sawblaze?
So it was Minotaur, Whiplash, Rotator, Sawblaze.
I'm going to go Sawblaze last, Rotator third, Whiplash second, and Minotaur first.
I'm afraid you're not getting the point.
Oh, God.
4th place is Rotator with 4.
Uh-huh.
3rd is Sawblaze with 6. 2nd is Minotaur with 7. 1st is Whiplash with 10.
Wow.
I'm afraid I don't have them written down, but I'm sure if you're curious, the BattleBots wiki will have it on there.
Yeah. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack, for once again
single-handedly creating the entire BattleBots wiki. Yes.
and making me very, very wrong in the process.
It's always very fun to be wrong. Right, 7. Television ratings, the amount of viewers that a show that an episode reportedly had. Robot Wars Series 8, Heat A.
Mm-hmm.
Robot Wars Series 3, Grand Final.
Mm-hmm.
BattleBots 2018, Episode 1. BattleBots 2015, Episode 1.
So, in last place is BattleBots 2018. In third place is Robot Wars Series 8. In second place is BattleBots 2015. And in first place is the Series 3 final.
Chris?
Yes?
You now have 8 points. Fourth place is BattleBots 2018, episode 1 with 1.3 million viewers on first airing. Third place is Robot Wars Series 8 Heat A with 2.58 million.
Yeah.
Second is Robot Wars Series 3 Grand Final with 4.95 million.
So the first episode of BattleBots,
Yep.
the reboot,
With 5.44 million.
fair enough. It was a rubbish episode, but fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Nightmare and Warrior Clan fight was good. That was fun.
You had Iceback and Razor.
But like,
No, sorry, you had Ice Wave and Razorback.
no, yeah, okay. Ice Wave and Razorback was not bad.
That was like, that just set the stage and made people go, oh shit.
That's so funny. The Plan X. The episode with Plan X in it.
dude.
Fucking is the most viewed BattleBots episode. That's so fucking funny to me.
Right, amount of fights in a televised competition.
No, fuck that. Yeah.
Biohazard, Hypnodisc, Razor and Tombstone.
Televised.
Yes.
Okay. Was it Biohazard, Razor, Hypnodisc, Tombstone?
Yes.
Fourth is Hypnodisc. Third is Biohazard. Second is Tombstone versus Razor.
You just scored yourself a point.
Yes!
So fourth is Biohazard with 30.
Yeah. And
Third is Hypnodisc with 33. Second is Hypnodisc with 35. And first is Razor with 45.
yeah, because Razor had the
Razor just didn't really stop.
no, and it had the benefit of being of having a couple of seasons in BattleBots as well as Robot Wars as well.
Yes.
So
I don't think I even counted the BattleBots ones, but
oh well,
that's just even more.
yeah.
Right.
You keep winning, you're in a lot of episodes.
Question 9. Top speed according to the stat cards. We have got 4, Claw Viper, Aftershock, and Big Nipper.
From
Wait,
fourth.
sorry, can we replace Aftershock with Concussion, please?
Yes.
Sorry, I must have made an edit and
okay.
I forgot to reflect it in the actual question. But I will say this, it doesn't change the order of anything.
Thor, Aftershock, Concussion, Claw Viper. So, like...
Okay, yeah, okay, no, sorry, so it's Concussion, Big Nipper, Claw Viper 4.
Concussion, Big Nipper, Claw Viper,
4.
Thor. So, I'm going to go... Concussion last, Thor third, Claw Viper second, Big Nipper first.
You have got a point.
Okay.
10 out of 40.
Not bad.
You're currently a quarter of the way there, with 11 questions to go.
Fuck, Jesus.
Right, so 9th place is Concussion with 15 miles an hour. 3rd place is Big Nipper with 18 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Claw Viper 20 miles an hour, which you wouldn't think you saw it, but it's more the acceleration than the top speed. And 1st place is 4 with 30 miles an hour. You could go to the shops. Well, just right.
Yeah, it slides around the place though. It's as slippery as a shopping trolley.
It is a fast boy. And finally, question 10. Spinner RPM, again according to the show.
Okay.
Aftershock, Pulsar, Tantrum and Texas Twister.
Texas Twister's the fuzzy Maudlin.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Was it Aftershock, Texas Twister,
Tantrum and Pulsar.
Okay. I'm gonna go Texas Twister. No. I'm gonna 4th Aftershock, 3rd Texas Twister, 2nd Pulsar, 1st Tantrum.
Well, I will say you just saved yourself a point there by just changing those first two because yes, you've got to in the correct place.
Nice.
So it's Aftershock in 4 with 2,400 RPM.
Yeah.
Texas Twister with 2,600 RPM. Then the second is Tantrum with 8,500 RPM. And in first place, it's Pulsar with an eye-blistering 9,000 RPM. It's probably with the size of the spinner in Series 8 could basically spin at full revs just under the speed of sound.
Wow.
Which is why that was my most hyped robot going into Series 8 when I was younger.
I see, like, there's footage of the speed tests of, not specifically Pulsar, but Magnetar.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Like 10,000 RPM.
Fast boy.
Horrifying.
Fast boy.
Horrifying.
Probably blow up a country.
Beautifully futuristic robot, though.
Yes, we do love Magnetar here.
Yeah.
ChattleBots likes Magnetar, that's our official stance.
Yeah.
So I guess when it comes up for the boss of the week, there's going to be a short one because for those who like it.
Yeah.
Right, and finally round 5, anything goes. As long as it's robot comic related, it could be a question.
Mm-hmm.
Question 1. Which active team made okay, I'm going to take this from the top. Which active team made the Robot Wars themed BBC Two ident?
It was the Behemoth team.
Correct. 12 out of 40.
Mm-hmm.
Question 2. Which Robot Wars Series 1 Grand Finalist had a future comedian and also a member of the In-Betweeners on their team? Chris has got a massive gun on this.
I love this. This is Tracy.
Yes, it is Tracy.
Joe Thomas, you see him, he's got these massive spectacles in the making of documentary, and in the crowd you can see him celebrating with someone next to him with a big Tracy sign.
So I think when we talk about this, I really see an image of this.
Yeah.
And of course then maybe compare it to what he is like nowadays. I think he's had a bit of a glow up since.
Yeah, he has, and he's very funny.
He is very funny.
He was good in Taskmaster.
He was
I liked him in
Taskmaster. Right, question 3. In the 2018 season of BattleBots, what was the only entrant not to get a single aired fight?
La Machine. Technically.
I mean, it wasn't an entrance.
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna let you try that again.
Okay, yeah, it was only because it was the last bot.
It was there to fill a gap.
Yeah, it was a funny bit from Greg and Trey.
But no, there was a robot that did not get an air fight.
Was it Reality?
It was Parallax.
Parallax. I've never heard of Parallax, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Parallax was the robot that the P1 team made before they made P1.
Okay.
It never got an air fight, and it only showed up in that Jurassic World commercial where the dinosaur stops the fight by stamping on the robots.
What? I need to see that. What the fuck? Okay.
Future Chris, throw that up on the screen.
Yeah, popping it up right now.
Brilliant. What a funny ad. Right, question 4. Stuart McDonald was an iconic part of the original Robot Wars, but what infamous Doctor Who serial did he also direct?
Dimensions in Time.
Correct.
He is a menace. He did a lot of stuff. He did Stars in Their Eyes, Tomorrow's World. He did all sorts of shit. And it's so funny to me that he did
Dimensions in Time.
Which the shitty version of the theme song sounds like something from an early Robot Wars series.
Yeah,
so it tracked.
Yes, for those of you who don't know Doctor Who, Dimensions in Time was a 30th anniversary special.
It was a 30th anniversary Children in Need special.
Yeah, which was also a crossover with the famous UK soap show Coronation Street.
Yeah, and it sucked.
Yeah, like it's very confusing. Characters just
they
get swapped out for other characters
for no reason. It's like we need to fit in as many partners and doctors in as we possibly can.
The first Doctor just turns into the 6th Doctor. Don't question it. Yeah, it's not bad. No, wait, sorry, it is bad. It's not good.
It's not good.
Right, but then on to a question for you about something that is good. What 2 robots from the original Robot Wars were references to Red Dwarf? So I need both of them.
Oh my god, I can think of one, and I can't think of the other. Is it a point to get both?
Yes.
Then oh Christ. Oh no. Spawn. Scutter's Revenge. Spawn of Scutter.
Okay, so
it's not right, but
okay, so the answer is Scutter's Revenge or Spawn of Scutter. So either of those two.
Okay.
And Inquisitor.
Inquisitor! Damn it!
The robot that was specifically pointed out to be a reference to Red Dwarf.
Yes, the thing is, I remember he was just like, oh, never heard of it. Oh, no.
Yeah, classic.
And it beat Razor.
Yep. Okay, question 6. Of its 8 Fight Night appearances, how many of Bronco's fights happen to be main events?
How many of Bronco's fights happen to be main events?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 5.
7.
Oh, everybody loves Bronco.
So it essentially only has one Fight Night fight that was not a main event, and that was the fight against free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
All of the other ones versus Bombshell, Lockjaw, Duck, Sawblaze, Bite Force, Huge, and Hydra, they were all main events.
Fair enough. That's a good batting average. That's a fucking insane batting average.
Yeah. Question 7. What Robot's competitor went the most fights in a row without a single judge's decision?
Well, I've got 2 answers.
Okay, well, I'm only going to...
There's the one robot who went their entire winning streak without a judge's decision, but also lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the one that went nearly 2 series without a judge's decision. I'm going to go for this latter. I'm going to go for Chaos 2.
It was Aftershock.
Really?
Yep. Going for 13 without a single judge's decision.
Wow. Because my other guess would have been Spawn again.
Okay.
Because for every fight that it won via knockout, as far as I know.
Yeah, so let's see. Aftershock had its melee.
Yeah.
Had the 3 head-to-head fights and the heat final. Just went through them all like they weren't even there. Had the grand final melee, so we're on to 6 already.
Yeah.
3 fights, lost by knockout, done.
Okay. I understand now.
Yeah. Then it had the Series 10 melee, Gabriel 2, yeah.
I understand now.
So,
it's like wins and losses that
yes.
are not judges' decisions.
Yes.
Suddenly I understand now. Okay,
Right.
fair enough.
Question 8. What 3 robots were released as pit stop toy sets?
What 3 pit stop toy sets?
And I'll say if you get 2 right, then that's a point.
Are these like pit stop toy sets?
Again, I'm sorry about the blowing my nose, everybody.
It's alright.
You're not the audience. You're not listening to this, apart from Chris in editing. Say hello, Chris in editing.
I'm not saying anything because I'm not in editing. Pit stop toys. I'm losing my mind. I'm going to say, is it a classic series reboot? I will pass.
The answer was Panic Attack, Hypnodisc, and Matilda.
Oh yes, you're right.
Question 9. What was stated as the top ground speed of Hypnodisc?
Top ground speed. As in
So moving.
moving. Like 9 miles an hour.
10.
10. Oh, come on!
Right, if I remember correctly, you won 13 points. Let's see if you can bring it up to 14. With the last question, what was the only robot to be featured on the official Robot Wars branded underwear?
So kill a lot.
Dead Metal.
Oh!
Our trans icon Dead Metal really is quite fitting. I am going to send Chris a picture of this underwear to put in the episodes because
I know I've seen it already, and I felt like for some reason.
Yes, well, the audience needs to see it too.
Oh no, they don't. They can go without doing that.
Right. Well, with that, Chris has scored 13 points. The end of the quiz. I'd say Chris has done enough to keep his channel and keep it Robot Combat themed.
I hate you.
No, you don't. You love this. You loved every second.
I do love this. I'm glad we did I'm glad we did this. So right now I'm grabbing my phone because I know I won't remember. We've got another segment after this.
Yes, we do. So full disclosure. This is going to be based around another thing me and Chris are both fans of. If you don't care about this, if you don't care about what this thing is, and you don't just want to hear us ramble about nothing for the next half an hour or so, we're not going to take it badly if you click off.
I will, but Beav won't.
As long as you like and subscribe, then we will be okay. That said, me and Chris, we're fans of a certain show. One Piece. Yayo dreaming and all that.
Don't give it up, Luffy.
Precisely. So, okay, so full disclosure, we came up with this about
An hour ago.
No, about 5 hours ago.
5 hours ago.
When I found out Chris is a One Piece fan, and I gave him the idea, hey, what if we do a segment? Because no one else is going to want to do this, apart from Money Talks. I think he likes One Piece.
You hearing this, Money Talks? This could have been you, mate.
This could have been you, but no, you had to be American.
You had to be American? Fuck's sake.
So, the idea is, basically, So we have a bunch of characters from One Piece, specifically the Straw Hats and some of the major supporting characters. And we've decided on robots that best fit them.
Yeah.
There is no end goal to this, it's just us talking about really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And, yeah, enjoy.
Well, we sort of tried to give one specific rule. I stuck with Robot Wars robots, except for one, which I will get to in a bit.
Yeah, and I've gone for BattleBots robots.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the OG.
Yes, Monkey D. Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat crew, the main character, just a knucklehead who's surprisingly emotionally intelligent, but otherwise single-minded, just a bit wild, and just likes fighting and food and dreams and his friends.
Yeah.
So what have you got?
Razor.
Razor. Okay, give me your thoughts.
He's the hero. Everybody loves him. He's probably made of rubber too, if you think about it.
Okay.
I like to think of Luffy as, although it was we found out later in the series it's not the gum fruit, but like a specific type of fruit.
Oh yeah, no, I should have said this earlier, but we will be spoiling some things from One Piece.
Yes, One Piece spoilers all over the place.
Granted, the thing Chris has mentioned is from a few years back, but if you're trying to avoid spoilers, also click off. And I'm sorry. Tell you what, Chris, I'm just going to say this now. There will be spoilers for One Piece. If you care to watch One Piece and remain unspoiled, then click off now.
Yeah.
And of course then I'll ask Chris to put them in earlier.
Listen. I like to think of Razor as eating the not gum fruit, but whatever the fruit is now.
The Nika fruit it's the human fruit model smile.
Model smile. In Series 3, Razor ate that fruit and all reliability problems... No, it ate that fruit post Series 4 and never had any reliability problems ever again.
Oh,
was still occasionally defeated, but basically infallible for the majority of its time. Showed bits of brilliance in earlier series, as Luffy would do. But yeah, he's the hero. Everybody loves Razor. Everybody loves Luffy. You know, he's the Nakama.
He is my Nakama.
Yeah.
So I went for Minotaur.
Hey, we love it.
Just a bruiser that doesn't stop, doesn't die. Just no one can do anything to stop it.
Yeah, emotionally, Daniel Freitas, I feel like, has a lot of connections.
Yeah.
In how passionate he is, and like Luffy's extremely passionate as well.
Just a very close knit family group.
Yeah.
And also, and this is my big coup de grace. Okay. So the author of One Piece, Eiichiro Oda.
Yeah.
He has said before that if the One Piece characters existed in our world, Luffy would be Brazilian.
Yes.
Bon
dia.
So now what we're going to do is we've heard each other's thoughts and we're going to decide which robot best encapsulates the character.
I think you've said it best. And I think, honestly, this is going to be, I think, a pattern. I'm going to be agreeing with your picks more than I'm going to be agreeing with mine.
Fair enough.
But you know what? I'll take it. You know, Minotaur, you see the emotion in Daniel Freitas and the rest of the team when they win.
Yeah.
And that encapsulates the Straw Hats very well. Yeah. I can't argue with that.
Indeedy. So this is Minotaur. So next up, I guess we'll go back and forth. Next up is Roronoa Zoro. Mm-hmm. He is just like a samurai.
Yep.
So the swordsman of the Straw Hat crew, he uses 3 swords. He has one between his teeth.
Yep.
No nonsense. He likes to drink. He likes to train. He likes to sleep. That's about it. But again, he also cares for his family.
Mm-hmm.
and he wishes to be the best swordsman in the world. I'm just explaining the characters.
Yeah.
People might not know. I have gone for Tombstone.
Yeah.
It's just no nonsense. Big blade. I could have gone for Triple Crown, but honestly, that would be an insult to Zoro.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've got. Really, you might have something better, to be honest.
I went for Pussycat.
Okay.
You know,
I'm listening.
there was a period where Pussycat would have like little caricature drawings of all the bots that it defeated with X's on them.
Yes.
Zorro is or was a bounty hunter, right?
I like what you're thinking here.
And the way that the disc is, I know it's like 4 blades, but you can sort of make the analogy that this is like a visual metaphor for his 3-sword style. You know, he can be very accurate. Case in point with the snipe on Hypnodisc's wheel in the Series 4 Grand Final.
Yeah, it can hit from any angle, just like Zorro with his 3-sword style.
It's a giant killer. That's what Zorro does.
Yeah. And also a minority killer, but...
No. Well, listen, you said it, not me.
Yeah, so, okay, I am going to have to explain this because there might be people who have no idea about One Piece, but basically all of Zoro's opponents that have been set up in arcs, they are either in-universe minorities, or they are coded to be somewhat minority-like. It's quite... Oh
dear.
It's,
Oh, Zorro.
Yeah, no, Zoro's a problematic guy, but I mean, they are pirates, they aren't, they aren't heroes, they aren't self-proclaimed good people.
No, Zorro, like, I can imagine Pussycat sleeping. I imagine if Pussycat was a human being, it would drink a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a shit. Does whatever.
Yeah.
Which you can say is another analogy to how they didn't hold back against Razor.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I think I'm leaning Pussycat. I think you're absolutely right.
Oh, look at me! Choice. 1 for 1, baby!
Right, so...
Who are you going for next?
So we're going to go for Nami. So Nami is the navigator of the Straw Hats. She is kind of no nonsense. She's kind of the voice of reason. Whenever the crew is on the sea, instead of listening to Luffy, Nami is the one they will listen to because she actually knows what's happening and can react. She's a bit of a straight man. She is, she's quick to anger. She's quick to she's quick to make the others feel stupid when they mess up. And in combat, she basically uses the weather to fight. She can send a lightning bolts, tornadoes, mirages, anything like that. She's very cool.
You know what's so funny?
What?
My first choice was going to be Tornado. However, I'm going one step further.
Go on.
Because she's a thief. She was a thief.
Yep.
She was a thief, and you can make some sort of allegory of things not going your way. I have decided that Nami is Storm 2.
That's brilliant.
The Ed Hoppit of One Piece. No, that's terrible.
How dare you? I mean, I did think you were going to go for the robot that, of course, robbed, and I had massive quote marks there. Storm 2. I thought you were going to go for Typhoon 2.
I wish, and it would work well with the using the clouds.
Yeah.
I would like to allude Typhoon 2 to being the Arlong of Robot Wars. And the Robot Wars trophy as Nami's mother. I will not elaborate any further than that. That is my point. Thank you very much.
More One Piece stuff. So Arlong was a fishman who basically terrorized Nami's home village, sold her into basically child slavery. Well, I mean, she kind of gave herself up into Arlong's service, drawing maps for him after he killed her mother because she could not pay a tribute.
Yeah.
And in the Fork and Stub, he locks her away in his darkest dungeon, and no one ever thinks to save her.
Yeah, the trophy's been hidden in the darkest dungeon.
Oh no! God, no! Typhoon 2 pointed up the trophy.
Yeah, the allegory of Luffy beating Arlong is Ed Hoppit stopping Gary getting a motor for PP3D 12 years later. Ed Hoppit, if you're listening to this,
fuck you.
Fuck you. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, so my choice for Nami is... Okay, so it's a bit more meta, but in most arcs, Nami unfortunately does not get to do much. But when she does, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. She's so fun to watch. Her power set is so fun to watch in a fight, and whenever she hits her with a lightning bolt, it's a great moment. So I also went for weather theme, and I've given her Monsoon.
Ah, nice.
Similarly, she does not who simply unfortunately does not show up much, but when they do, oh my god, it's an event. I do think I might go for Storm 2 though.
I think
I think you cooked with that Robin thing really well. I'm really impressed with that.
Thank you. I'm glad you understand where I'm trying to go from. So, if the next person... So who's next on your side?
So I've got Usopp next.
I've got Usopp next as well.
Let's do Usopp next. So, okay, so Usopp is the sniper of the Straw Hats. He has a slingshot and he just has a whole bunch of stuff, whether it's fast-growing plants that can explode or eat people or tangle people up, or just hot sauce or explosives. He basically, if it could be flying, he's slinging it. He's a bit of a wimp. He's a bit of a coward, but he steps up when he has to, and he's a very dependable person.
Oh my god. I'm so proud of my choice.
So my choice was inspired by Usopp's first major fight in the series, where he's fighting a fish man, which again is just a fish who is also a man.
Yeah, humanoid fish.
Yes, where he basically douses it in oil, sets it on fire, and then just keeps hitting it keeps hitting it with a hammer until it stops moving.
Yeah.
So
if it don't work, as they say, if it don't work, you go berserk and hit it with a hammer.
Exactly. So I kind of went for something with a hammer that's a little bit weird to fight, It's a little bit unconventional. So I think Usopp is Shatter.
Yeah?
But honestly, I wasn't sure about this one, so I want to hear what you have.
Nuts 2. The ultimate of shithousery. Nuts 2.
No, guys, Chris.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy you mentioned sniping, because there's no better moment than Nuts 2 sniping the belt of Carbide in the final.
Yeah. It is exactly like the end of one of the arcs in which, of course, which Usopp snipes a key into one of the other crew members' handcuffs and sets her free.
Yeah.
It is exactly like that moment.
I wasn't thinking of that, but I'm going to take credit for that entirely. The only other thing I said was flails kind of similar to catapults.
Yeah, no, you cooked. I thought I had done well, but you have cooked so well.
Mate, this is my favourite segment we've ever done.
Yeah, speaking of cooking, next is Sanji, the cook of the Straw Hats.
Oh.
So he kicks purely so he fights purely with kicks.
Uh-huh.
A man who does not want to use his hands in combat, as he believes that they are for preparing food. He also is a massive simp, massive simp to the point that it gets a bit irritating.
Yeah, he's like Brock in Pokemon, but
times 10,
times a million.
Yeah, he also has some interesting views on gender non-conforming people, and maybe that's an aspect of my pick.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. If you know, you'll know as soon as I say the robot. But let's see what Chris has first.
This is without a doubt my worst choice.
Okay.
And I know that for a fact. I all I said was no explanation needed. I went for Widow's Revenge.
Okay. I say that's for the girls who chase Sanji, not Sanji.
I know. But the only save, this is me just making shit up right now. Widow's Revenge, I guess, is girls getting revenge on Sanji being a perv. I don't know. I struggled with this one very badly.
Right, so my pick started on aesthetics and then it just kind of kept working in my mind.
Yeah.
So it's a robot that, has a flame aesthetic, but it kind of works as a Guy Fieri aesthetic.
Sure. Now,
Guy Fieri is a chef, Sanji is also a chef, and of course, again, the problematic views. I've gone for Gigabyte.
That's brilliant. I was thinking about what spots food themed And he does the spin kicks. My first thought was going to be I thought we were going to say Ripperoni, but the Gigabyte thing's hilarious.
No, yeah, it also helps that he at least initially has to spin on the spot to use his.
Well, you can say that whenever he sees massive boobs, he does what happened to Gigabyte against Hypershock.
Yeah,
yeah,
and also of course, Sanji and Zoro, they have a constant feud rivalry. I said it fits between Gigabyte and Tombstone.
Yeah, that works. I mean, that's a historic one as well because of the 100 million years of Robo games.
Yeah.
Wow. You've knocked that one out of the park. I like that one. The thriller park.
Okay. Right. Next is Chopper, the Doctor of the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
This is a reindeer who ate a human fruit, one of the cursed fruits that existed in One Piece. That basically gives you powers at the cost of being unable to swim. And in Chopper's case, it allows him to... It basically gives him human levels of sentience.
Yeah.
He can talk with animals. He is a reindeer, but he can transform between a bunch of different forms. Whether it's like a yeti, just a reindeer, more like a jackalope type thing, or a mascot.
Yeah.
I went for robots.
Aww.
Something that looks cute on the outside, can mess you up, but it just keeps transforming between different things. Or at least they say it can, but it always stays in one single form.
Yes.
Which is basically what Chopper has been for the last about 5 years or so.
You've done it better to explain it than me. Do you want to hear my robot?
Go on.
Eruption. If I remember correctly, Eruption was originally a featherweight. Is that correct?
I don't know. Yell at us in the comments about it.
Okay, this is on the basis that I'm correct, and I might not be, but Eruption for a long time in the UK live scene was a featherweight.
Are you thinking of Explosion?
Kind of.
Okay.
But I think like whatever the Eruption would become, it was originally a featherweight because Michael Oates was like a dinky little child.
He was a dinky little child.
Yeah, and now he's a dinky big adult. He's actually jacked. Have you seen him?
No.
No, like he goes to the gym. Michael Oates goes to the gym so he can fucking lift up the fucking Extreme Robots belt every year. No, this is a pathetic explanation. I said, I think was a featherweight originally. That's small Chopper. Big Chopper is heavyweight Eruption. And that is the extent of my explanation.
I think it's safe to say that Rebel takes this.
Yeah, I would not doubt that.
Right, so it's 3-all. Alright, so next is Nico Robin.
Nico Robin.
She is the archaeologist of the Straw Hats. She is a person who lives her life on the run because her home island was razed to the ground by the government because they were looking into a forbidden history. And she dedicated her life to finding out what they were trying to find out. And now this was the Straw Hat crew. She seems kind of casual and happy, she likes to garden, but she will also break your back if she has to.
Yeah.
Her power is to create hands out of literally any surface she likes, in fact just any body part, and she can do whatever she wants with that.
Yeah.
She could literally sprout hands out of your shoulders and just snap your neck if she wanted to, but luckily One Piece is a kid's show. What have you got for Robin?
So I focused solely on the fact that she has lots of arms and therefore can take control.
Right.
I went for Panic Attack.
Okay.
Robin is the control bot of One Piece.
Yeah, she is control.
If you imagine an enemy getting all their bones broken by Nico Robin, they are the axle in the equation, where they just get picked up, thrown into the pit, no nonsense. When I think of Panic Attack, I think of its really good form in Series 4, where it was it fucked up Saw Point. It did really well against Stinger, even though it lost. It left Spawn of Scudder up on the thing like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Just no nonsense, like cool, calm, and collected as she always has been. Even though she obviously during Water 7, she opens up emotionally and does the whole "I want to live" thing.
Oh, iconic moment. Fellas, if you
super
want to
iconic.
watch
I think yes, that is the One Piece moment.
It's definitely up there.
Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not a massive, it's not a lore accurate explanation, but just I felt like there aren't many.
It has the vibes.
No, there aren't many great control bots in Robot Wars, especially not in classic Robot Wars.
Yeah.
Like for me, Panic Attack is that.
Yeah. So I kind of had a similar idea. Although it was more in the case that it looks unassuming, but it will just pick you up, just drop you anywhere it wants to, and just leave you on the kill swords for half an hour. Because I have picked Voltark.
Oh!
I just want people to know, I do really like Robin. I know comparing her to Voltark is a bit of an insult, but I do adore Robin.
You know what? That's not bad, because we both went for control bots.
Yeah, no. Same brain.
This is extremely petty from me.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Go on.
Gun to your head, Voltark or Panic Attack?
Panic Attack.
Yeah, okay, then I win.
That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. Because next is Frankie, and this is my favourite choice.
Oh, I'm so happy with this one.
Right, well, I think you're going to fall over dead in shock when you hear what I have.
Okay, go for it.
So Frankie is the shipwright of the Straw Hats. He is a man who rebuilt himself as a cyborg. He has all sorts of crazy little gadgets inside him. He has lights installed in his nipples. He can turn his arms into cannons or just shoot out a boxing glove or shoot out a boxing glove. He can change his hairstyle by pressing his metal nose. He's very over enthusiastic, very over emotional. Mm-hmm. He can burst into tears at a moment's notice, or he can just be very hyped up about anything. Chris wants to say something.
I think I know what your choice is.
I've chosen Riptide.
Oh, fuck! Oh no! Oh no! Why Riptide, first of all?
Because Frankie's a man who goes 0 to 100 at a moment's notice. He is on the offense all the time. Mm-hmm. He's very hyperactive, very over emotional.
Yep.
Riptide just fits.
Do you think Frankie would go, let's fucking go?
I think Frankie would go, let's go.
Here we go. You heard it here first. Frankie is the Ethan Kurtz of One Piece.
Look, I mean, Frankie's probably the right version.
I would not be sured. Like,
well, to be fair,
the Suker thing is a vocal stim. 100%. 1,000,000%. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
1,000,000%.
God, like, if you don't know One Piece, I'm so sorry, but you're going to be lost. I'm doing my best, but...
You want to know my one?
Yeah.
Fat Boy Tin. It's a tall robot guy.
Mum, can we have Frankie? We have Frankie at home.
Frankie, Fat Boy Tin. I'm making that meme, I'm putting it in the video.
Yeah, please do.
Oh my god.
I'm quite solidly happy. Like, I'm so happy with Riptide.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue against that. You gave an explanation. I just gave a funny visual thing.
Yeah.
Which is going to be the majority of my choices here on out.
Okay, this is where I pick up the points then.
Yeah, I was going to say this is going to pick up the slack here.
Next is Brook.
I'm actually quite happy with this one. But go ahead.
Brook is my personal favourite Straw Hat. He is the musician of the Straw Hats. Yeah. He is a skeleton. Someone who returned to life a year after he died thanks to the fruit he ate, but unfortunately his skin had rotted away, leaving him as just a skeleton. He is just a nut. He spent 50 years on his own in complete isolation before he met the Straw Hats.
Yep.
Finally being able to be free of his torment, and it's just kind of happy to be alive. He is an international rock star. He is just crazy, and I love him very much.
May I go first?
You may.
So, I've gone for Red Dragon. I went for Red Dragon. Series 3 Stalwart.
Yeah.
The reason being...
It keeps coming back.
All of his Series 3 peers are dead and gone and withered away.
No!
Like, how many Series 3 robots do you hear about?
No, this
They're
is
all
sad.
dead, they're all withered away and they're gone. But Red Dragon, even though it's dead inside, still exists.
Oh god, that's good. That's really good.
It basically is a skeleton. It's a rock star in the fact that it probably thinks itself as being worth a lot of money, as the eBay listing would tell you. And if there was any robot that would be an old man pervert, it would be Red Dragon.
God, that's
But instead of singing Bink's Sake, he's singing Android Love. Oh, yeah, just imagine a bunch of like robot pirates going. That's it.
As they're all just like slowly dying one by one.
Yeah. You see Brimher slowly die, and Ratus keels over, and then fucking.
And then
what's the most Series 3? Right? Daisy, Binky.
Max Damage falls over. Leaving
Roadkill.
Red Dragon in tears, but of course then he remembers the times with his best friend Behemoth.
Yeah.
And then he dies with a smile on his face, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that we might have to edit.
I'd like to hear your explanation.
Right, so my choice is... So I guess Chris went for Brooke's backstory. I've gone for Brooke as he is now. Just a very swanky man who loves to be alive. Is a great fencer. It's just very sparkly. Case in point, Rotator.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Victor Soto.
Yeah.
Yes, mate, I like that.
But I think Red Dragon is an incredible choice. I cannot say no to that. Chris, you get the point
Thank you. Who's next? What are we doing?
Next is Jinbei.
Jinbei.
The most recent member of the Straw Hats, and possibly the last. He is the helmsman of the crew. He controls the ship. Jinbei is a fishman.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's minority, that's cool. He is... So he was part of a crew that basically did its best to oppose slavery until the crew captain died because of his prejudice towards humans. And Jinbei basically became the captain of that crew until he met the Straw Hat Pirates, at which point he eventually joined them after like a full decade of build-up. And he is a dependable man who is essentially kind of the dad of the crew, and he's just a large, dependable soldier who can always be counted on in a fight.
Yeah.
I have gone for Copperhead.
Yeah.
I mean, similarly, we had to wait years for it to really show itself. It's just dependable. It's a brick. Doesn't go down. That's kind of the most I've got, really.
Jinbei was the hardest one to do because there's not much about Jinbei I know. Because the further on in One Piece you go, the less I know about it, and I say that as a One Piece fan. He seems like a big, bulky authority figure, and the robot I think best encapsulates it as a big, bulky authority figure for me is Behemoth. And it's a good thing you made the point about having to wait to see its best potential, and we saw that with
Series 10, yeah.
Yeah, the Series 10, especially the series before with the whole Cherub incident. I think, well, you sort of helped me out a little bit. Like, again, I
did, yes.
I'm not 100% happy with it, but it was all I could think of in the moment.
I'll be honest, I'm very biased towards Behemoth. I might agree.
No, you're too kind. You're too kind.
I know I am. Right, so that's it for the Straw Hats, but we have three more major supporting characters.
Yes.
Starting off with Princess Vivi.
Yes.
This is a character that the Straw Hats picked up fairly early on into their journey. She travelled with them for a while in an attempt to liberate her home country from an evil pirate who was attempting to take it over to find a ancient super weapon.
Yeah.
So Vivi's whole character arc was that she was desperately trying not to play this whole thing aggressively. She was trying to find a peaceful resolution, play both sides, and she has to be convinced that this couldn't be done without some bloodshed. She was convinced that she would be the only person who had to suffer. This wasn't the case.
Yeah.
She is also accompanied by a pet supersonic duck, which means I have the perfect choice in Duck, a robot that is very passive, a robot that did not really ever get aggressive until it was too late, and even then that wasn't enough because it did not have the Straw Hats backing it up, and I just think it works.
See, I was really happy with my choice, and because we very, very briefly touched on Vivi's dad.
Oh yes, King Cobra.
King Cobra.
Yep.
The big brother, you could say. I said earlier this episode that there was one exception to the Robot Wars thing. But I'm still going with it anyway because it still technically is a Robot Wars robot. I went for Little Sister, which is just bigger brother in flowers.
I need to hear your thinking for this one.
There is not much thinking.
Okay.
There ain't much in that head.
I think it's safe to say I win that one then.
Yeah, like my thinking was, bigger brother is King Cobra, Vivi is Little Sister.
I mean, why is bigger brother King Cobra?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Okay.
There isn't. I have no explanation for you. I really struggled with this one. You can get the point.
Yep. Right. 2 left to go. I've lost count of the scores, so.
Well, I'll put it in post. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me a lot to edit. You bastard.
You love it, really. Second to last, we have Trafalgar Law.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rival captain. Well, he's less a rival captain and more part of an alliance.
A friendly competitor,
yes,
I guess.
He's a friendly competitor. Known as the Sergeant of Death, he has the power to basically create a bubble in which he has absolute control over anything. He can cut you in half and keep you alive. He can store your heart in a little bubble and keep it hostage. He can swap minds. He can teleport. It's insane. So when Law came onto the scene, his power kind of just turned the entire meta of One Piece upside down.
Yeah.
As his did intentions, you didn't really know what he was going to do. You didn't know what he could do. You didn't know how to fight him. And I think that sounds like the debut of One Huge.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I don't want to nitpick your point.
Oh, please do.
There never really seemed to be a point where Trafalgar Law spent 3 or 4 years struggling to do something. Like he seemed very.
I mean, isn't that just Rota?
That I mean, you know, if we're going to be like if I'm going to be really pedantic, like Huge was nothing but teething troubles for 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it wasn't until World Championship 7 that it became an absolute fucking powerhouse. But that's asking too much. I like Huge makes sense, you know. Well, mine was Firestorm.
Go on.
Cool, calm, and collected, as Law is.
Yeah.
Totally in control, as Firestorm tends to be. It's a good thing you made the point about, like, you know, nearly killing someone but keeping them alive, or whatever you said.
Yeah.
You know, like, my first thought was the fight against Ripper. Flip it over once, keep it on its back, leave it, 28, 29, 10, throw it out the arena. Like, it basically has, you know, the driving skills of Graham Bone have made Firestorm, you know, a consistently competitive machine, and to me, I feel like encapsulates, you know, Graham Bone's calmness and collectiveness, and quick reaction skill. I feel like encapsulates Law very well.
Okay.
Is that the I disagree? Is that the I disagree sound?
No, so I'm not sure who to pick.
Yeah, I can go for yours because you know Law better than I do.
Yeah, but I could go for yours because you did make a good point about the whole drought thing. Let's leave it up to the viewers to decide.
Yeah. This one's up in the air.
Yeah, okay, this one's up in the air. We've both got a point though. Hooray! Put it on the graphic, Future Chris. Thanks, Future Chris.
Arsehole. I won.
Finally, we have Port Gus D. Ace.
Yeah.
Mikey D. Luffy's brother, in fact. By adoption. Mm-hmm. They were childhood friends. There may or may not have been a first one, who knows, not me. But the truth of there was he was definitely non-canon, and you don't need to worry about Jump Force spoiling you or anything. That was a joke for me and me only. So, Ace, and these are legitimate spoilers, but they're also halfway through the series, so you honestly might know this already. Ace is the son of the Pirate King, the son of the man who hid the treasure that everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
The treasure that is there in the Grand Line, Yayo to sail for One Piece. Ace is quite literally, as a result of his fruit, made of fire, being able to shoot it, being intangible if attacked. He can. If it can be done with fire, Ace can do it. So, the son of a powerful dynasty, associated with fire.
Yeah.
Who is better for Ace than Fusion?
I can understand that very well.
Yes.
I think the fire allegory is great. Can do anything. It can be a vertical and a horizontal.
Yep. Now, of course, the unfortunate thing is there was not really a robot that just had a massive hole punched in it.
No.
Which is a real shame because.
That is a real shame.
Yeah.
You can make the allegory that the Akainu is Sawblaze and Ace is Hypershock with the big hole.
That's true.
But that is the best you can get, really.
Yeah.
But that's not that's not even Fusion. I like that, and I think the calm, the assuredness of one Reese Ewart.
Yes.
Fits Ace quite well, I think.
Yes.
I'm very happy with my choice.
Go on.
Every time you do a description of each of the characters, I get very happy when it fits mine.
Yeah.
I went for Chaos 2.
Okay.
Well, as everybody knows, Chaos 2 is the GOAT.
Yeah.
The undisputed GOAT.
It is an undisputed GOAT. That is a fact.
Not a undisputed GOAT, the undisputed GOAT.
That is
Razor doesn't exist.
True. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, we.
What was Series 5 again?
It was a 25-year social experiment. That's what Razor was.
That explains so much.
Chaos 2 is the GOAT, and so is Ace. It's a good thing you mentioned, basically the son of the Pirate King. I like to think of the Pirate King in this case being Cassius, because Cassius was the first really good flipper.
I thought you were going to say that in this case the Pirate King was George Francis.
No, I mean I can do. I like to think of George Francis more as a Shanks or something similar to that.
He's the one who gave Minotaur his hat.
Yeah, for me. No, I'll go Rex Garrett as Shanks, because Rex Garrett helped George Francis build Chaos 2.
I just want to say I'm going to be making some incredible photo shots for this episode.
Oh, I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait. For me, Chaos 2 is, son of a dynasty, and the dynasty being Cassius, Cyclops, that, the first real humatic flippers. And everything that came before it, for better or for worse, is because of, mostly because of Cassius, but that's front-hinged. But in terms of the epidemic of rear-hinged flippers that have...
cropped up since.
Yeah, that has basically informed an entire country's worth of robots.
So, essentially, what you're saying is that the Brit flipper design is basically the Great Pirate era that One Piece is.
Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
And I would also say that Extreme 2 All-Stars is the Impel Down of Robot Wars. And Mr. Psycho is Akainu, because he has the big hammer.
Oh, yeah.
You just imagine it on fire.
Yeah.
Whacking down on Chaos 2.
And going right through it.
Yeah, and actually what isn't aired is Razor going up to the pit and crying and then fainting. There you go!
And then it has to be snapped out of it by Copperhead.
Copperhead, yeah.
Oh god, this is a great photo of One Piece.
Jesus Christ.
I can't not say Fusion, I'm sorry.
That's okay, I get that. I think the fire allegory is perfect.
Yeah.
I will stick to mine though, but I will happy
Once
to
again,
give you
we'll
the
let
point.
the viewers decide.
I'll give you the point for this one.
No,
This one
let's
I'll
let the viewers decide.
Oh, okay.
So, the points have been counted up, and I won.
I think the viewers won, Beav. I think the viewers won because they had to sit down and listen to us talk about One Piece in a robot combat
that is
podcast.
a victory, guys. You should watch One Piece. All right.
You should watch One Piece, and you know what? You should also watch the Robot Wars retrospective.
But yeah, I mean, there's not 1,000 episodes of the Robot Wars retrospective.
Not yet.
I mean, the anime's on hiatus.
Yeah. But you gotta get that fixed somehow.
In fact, of course, they're even redoing some of the older arcs, but with less episodes, so it might not even be 1,000 episodes.
Yeah. Oh.
Who knows? There's a live action. There are ways to watch it without watching 1,000 episodes. Please, guys.
Yes.
One Piece is really good. You should watch it.
It's extremely good.
You should read it. In fact, the manga's a valid way to watch it.
You should
read it.
You should read it via Morse code.
You should read it.
You won't be able to you take it seriously unless you read it in Morse code.
You should read it via smoke signals.
Yeah.
But still, I hope maybe, and I guess this was not the intention, I hope he maybe sold you on One Piece in his Robot Combat podcast.
I hope so too. If it took you
a
robot combat podcast that is one, not behind the bots, or the Robocast,
or
to get you to watch One Piece,
or the Green Square,
or
or oh god, what's the one we've been talking about doing a collab with?
Oh,
this is some sizzle for the
or
future.
the Robot Wars History podcast.
Yeah,
for fuck's sake!
Podcast.
That's we're like tier E of robot combat podcast. If it took us to get you to watch One Piece, that's a win for us.
I think we're not at the bottom, you know.
No, I don't think. No, quality wise, I don't think we're at the bottom.
No.
But maybe I'm just being a narcissist. But either way, Beav, thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you for being on the show and doing a quiz and talking to me about One Piece, which is going to be such a Venn diagram.
I know.
I'm very interested to see the analytics on this episode.
Well, if you watch this episode all the way to the end, or listen to this episode, or listen to this episode through smoke signals,
then you can survive watching One Piece.
Exactly.
I think that's the moral of today.
Absolutely. Well, if you like this podcast, subscribe to CJC. If you didn't like this podcast, subscribe to CJC. If you like Beav's rambling about One Piece, subscribe to CJC. and
if you didn't like me rambling about One Piece, then subscribe to CJC.
You've got the formula. That's crazy.
And if you haven't got the formula,
subscribe to CJC.
Oh, I'm so good at this,
mate. The YouTube algorithm loves us right now.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. It's been a blast. And we'll see.
Tell us how you did in the quiz, by the way. If you
did better than me, then
I didn't say it, but you are free to take part as well.
I don't. If you didn't take part because you didn't think you were allowed to, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, and of course, then go back and listen to the whole thing and take part.
Yeah. Just 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's not that much.
That's one of our shorter episodes.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a fun one. All right, guys, take care. Don't die.
Don't die.
Watch more Robot Combat.
And always remember, we are on the cruise. We are.
We are on the cruise. We are. A little carbonation, and I'll see you next time.